Hi class, in this video I am going to go over the best way to navigate the course, and I am also going to highlight some of the important information in the syllabus. As all of you know, this is a summer course, which means that it is only 5 weeks long. So the first day of the semester is May 25th and it ends on June 29th. So because of that, I had to basically condense 16 weeks of course content into 5 weeks, which means that the course is very fast paced. But the best way to navigate the course is to go through the modules. And obviously I say go through the modules, but you still want to make sure that you refer to the syllabus on a daily and weekly basis. So if you look at the if you look at the module, you will see that I have it organized by weeks. Now, because like I said, there is so much content to put into this course, we have, for example, this module, the visual analysis essay module. We started during week 1 and it continues into week 2. So just keep that in mind. And also, for example, the writing tools module is something that we're also going to cover in week 2 as well. So whenever you are looking at the modules, you want to make sure that you scroll all the way down just to make sure that you are not missing any reading assignments or any actual assignments that you have to turn in. And of course, the best way to make sure that you keep track of your assignments is to look at the syllabus and also look at the Canvas calendar. Though you don't want to rely on the Canvas calendar, because if you don't have notifications set up or if there's something going on with Canvas, I had a lot of students who tell me their calendar didn't notify them of an assignment that was due. So because of that, I always tell students, look at the modules and look at the syllabus. That's the best way that you can go ahead and keep track of the assignments week by week. Now, another thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and look at announcements. Every Monday, I'm going to post announcements basically outlining and letting you know what's going on for that week. And as you can see right here, it gives you a preview of that week's announcement. So if you click on it, you can see that I talk about what we're doing for this week, what you have to read, and the assignments that are due. So you can access announcements by clicking on the actual announcement here or by clicking on announcements here. This preview right here only shows you the latest and most recent announcement. If you want to refer to other announcements from previous weeks, you want to go ahead and click on announcements, the announcements tab. So like I was saying, the best way to navigate the course is through modules, but you also want to make sure that you look at the syllabus. And just to clarify, you can access modules from the modules tab, and I also have it linked here if you find that more convenient. So let's go ahead and look at the syllabus. Obviously, the syllabus is something that you should read on your own, and you should read it carefully just because there's a lot of important information. And we're also going to have a quiz over the syllabus, so you want to make sure that you read it and you understand what's expected from you. So here we have the syllabus, and like I said, all of this information you can go ahead and read on your own. One of the things that I do want to point out is that the 2 textbooks that are required for this course are free, and they are linked. As you can see, it says right here, they are free PDF copies, and they are linked in the first module, and they are also linked on our homepage. So I will go ahead and show you the textbooks whenever we go back to the homepage. But you don't have to buy any textbooks. You don't have to worry about going to the bookstore or ordering any type of book. They are free and they are provided through Canvas. Something else that you want to keep in mind is the assignments we have. As you can see, I did have to condense the assignments because, again, I had to take a 16-week course into a 5-week course. So we have less assignments than we normally would in a regular class, but as you can see, we still have quite a number of assignments, so you want to make sure that you don't miss assignments, because my classes are designed for, if you do the assignments and you do them well, you pass the course. If you do the assignments but you're getting not so good grades on them, you might struggle a little bit to pass the class. If you don't do any of the assignments, then chances are you probably are not going to pass the class. So it is very important that you keep up with the assignments. It's also very important, especially in a summer class, because they are so fast paced. It's very important that you don't leave assignments to the last minute, and it's important that you look at the syllabus and the schedule and try to plan ahead, because like I said, summer classes are very fast paced. And I say that as a teacher because as a student, I never took summer online classes or summer classes, period. But even as a teacher, it's very fast paced for me because I have to grade every day. I have to make sure that, I'm responding to students, and I have to make sure that assignments are getting graded on a daily basis, and I'm providing feedback on a daily basis. So it's hectic for you, and it's also hectic for me, and it's very fast paced for both of us. So just keep that in mind, that it's fast paced for everybody involved, which means that we need to make sure that all of us work on managing our time effectively, and we don't procrastinate, and we don't leave things until the last minute. So here I have some information about the assignments. I tried to make it a little bit easy in terms of like the due dates. So for example, the writing exercises are due on Sundays. Now for these, I do leave it open an extra day. So the writing exercises are open until Mondays. And the reason I do that is because in case there's any glitches with Canvas, in case there's any issues with technology, you have that extra day to get everything, fixed and turned in. However, don't rely on that day as, oh, they're due Monday. No, they're due on Sundays, and if you turn it in on Monday, Canvas is going to count it late. So just make sure that you look at it as, okay, I have an extra day just in case things happen. But this past spring semester, especially towards the end, I had a lot of students who were turning everything in always on Mondays instead of on Sundays, and their grades suffered because they were turning it late all the time. So you want to make sure you don't fall under that trap of, oh, it's due, I have till Monday, and you keep submitting it on Monday. Try to submit them on Sundays and leave Monday as a in case of emergency type of deal. We also have discussion questions. Now, discussion questions are done in a live forum, so these are not going to be left open an extra day. So basically the way discussions work is I post a question, and you have until Wednesday of the week to respond to my question. So this should be done in about 6 to 10 sentences that are well thought out and grammatically correct. Then you have until Friday to respond to a classmate. And the discussion closes on Friday. So you want to make sure that you don't think, oh, this one's open till Saturday or anything like that. No, this one closes on Fridays, but the due date is going to show up as Wednesday because that's when your first response is due, and then your reply to your classmate is due by Fridays. So as long as you submit your first response by Wednesday, the assignment is not going to show up as submitted late. And the reason I have it like this is because there are students who want to finish their assignments as early as possible, but sometimes they don't have anybody to reply to because nobody has submitted their discussion yet. So in order to avoid that, the first response is due by Wednesday, and then you have till Friday to respond to someone. However, because it is a summer class, some people might be getting ahead of themselves, so you might be able to complete the discussions for that week earlier because some people might be getting ahead of themselves. So just keep that in mind, that the assignment is not complete until you have replied to a classmate, and also your first response should be you answering the question that I have posted. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. I know that discussions always tend to get a little bit confusing, especially because as the semester goes along, especially when the semester is 16 weeks long, people forget that the first response is due by Wednesdays and the second one is due by Fridays. The other type of assignments we have are quizzes, and quizzes are due on Fridays. However, I do leave quizzes open until Saturdays just in case, so I do give you that extra day to submit it late in case something happens. But something to keep in mind is that quizzes can only be taken once, so there's only one attempt. So don't open the quiz unless you are ready to take it. Don't start the quiz and then X out. You can't do that. I had some students who did that last semester, and I can't let you take the test again or the quiz again because you already saw the questions and you already saw the answers. So make sure that you don't start the quiz until you are ready. Don't open the quiz until you are ready to take it. And the quizzes are timed, and they're fairly simple quizzes because they are meant to be reading quizzes. So these are quizzes that I would normally have my students take at the beginning or at the end of my in-person class. So they're basically just quizzes to help you remember important information from that specific reading. So they're very short. They consist of no more than 10 questions. And again, they are over a PowerPoint or a specific type of reading. So make sure that you have looked over the module or that specific PowerPoint or reading before you take the quiz. As far as classroom management, it is important that we are all honest, and that means coursework. Make sure that you do not submit anything that is not your own. I do use Turnitin, which is a Canvas tool that lets me know what percentage of the essay or the assignment is plagiarized. So please make sure that you don't plagiarize because Turnitin will find it. So basically what it does, it tells me the website where the plagiarized content was taken from. So make sure that all the work submitted in the class is your own. Also make sure that you don't submit essays from other classes you have taken, because I've had students who do this. I just had some students who did this in the spring, and it shows up as plagiarized from a paper submitted to New Mexico State University because they submitted that paper for another class. Even though it's your paper, you wrote it, you can't submit a paper from another class for the class you're currently taking because that constitutes as plagiarism. Self-plagiarism, I believe. So just make sure that everything you write is your own. Make sure that you don't copy anything. If you're using sources or quoting something, make sure you quote it and you cite it. We are going to learn how to cite. So just make sure you do that. Also, make sure that you don't submit work late, like I mentioned. Everything has to be typed unless otherwise stated in the syllabus. So make sure that you give yourself enough time to type it, or you have access to a computer. I'll talk about the late work policy in a little bit, but I also want to point out that it is an online class, so you need to make sure that you have access to Wi-Fi and a computer, right? Because a lot of things, like I've had students who submit quizzes through their phones and it shows up blank whenever I grade it. So for some quizzes, it's better to just do it through a computer. You also want to make sure that you're using the proper internet browser, which Canvas supports Mozilla Firefox and Google Chrome. So you just want to make sure you have reliable internet connection and a reliable computer or iPad or laptop, because these things are not going to be considered excuses for not submitting something. And like I always tell students, try to submit things a few hours ahead of time. That way, if anything happens, you have some time to fix the issue. Another thing to keep in mind is that Canvas closes the assignment at 11:59. If your clock is ahead and it's 11:57, but Canvas is already saying it's 11:59, it's going to close the assignment. So please make sure that you keep all of those things in mind. It closes at 11:59. Please don't email me assignments unless you've emailed me previously and asked if you could submit the assignment through email. I get a lot of emails on a daily basis. So if you just email me an assignment, I might not see it. It might get lost. It might get sent to, it might get sent to my junk mail. So don't just email me assignments. Make sure you check with me first. Let me know what the issue is. That way I can tell you, okay, let me open it up on Canvas so you can submit it through there, or just go ahead and email it to me, or share it from your SharePoint or something like that. So please make sure that you try to submit everything on time, especially with a summer class. I know I keep saying that, but really with summer classes, you don't want to fall behind and submit things late, because that could really affect you for the rest of the 5 weeks, right? And it's so fast paced that falling behind with one assignment can really set you back. So you want to make sure that you submit everything on time. Of course, I do accept late work if there is a reasonable excuse for it. So if you're going through something, if you're having issues with something, let me know, and that way we can work on something and I can make accommodations. But don't just stop submitting work. Don't just, stop showing up to class per se. Make sure you talk to me first and let me know what's going on and see if we can work something out. However, also please keep in mind that there's only a certain amount of late work I can accept. I cannot accept 80 assignments that are late. I can only accept a few. After that, I have to obviously say, sorry, I can't accept anymore. So yeah, like I keep saying, I typically don't allow late assignments unless there's some sort of emergency or some sort of issue going on. But for a summer class, it's even more important that we address that right away because we don't want anybody to fall behind. So here we have the tentative schedule. As you can see, here is week 1, and then here is what we have due for week 1. And then week 2, here's what you have to read, and then here are the assignments that we have due. So like I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure that you look at the syllabus to make sure you keep track of it, and also look at the announcements, because in the announcements that I post every Monday, I'm going to tell you this is what's due for the week. And of course, you can go ahead and look at the modules. So really, there's no excuse of saying, oh, I didn't know what we had to do, because everything is structured according to the syllabus and the modules. Everything is structured the same way. So hopefully there's no confusion on that part. And this class is 5 weeks long, but we do have a finals week, which is between June 27th through the 29th. So our assignments are due on, our final portfolio assignment is due on the 29th. We do not have a final exam. And please keep in mind that, for example, for the portfolio, I cannot give you an extra day for turning in late because the semester officially ends June 29th. So basically what that means is I cannot accept any work after June 29th. The last thing I wanted to mention was the textbooks and the first module. So like I told you, the textbooks are free and you can find them linked right here in the homepage, and they are PDF copies, so you can either download them or you can just read them like this in the Canvas viewer. They are pretty large files, so it might take you a while to be able to see the content, but they are basically a regular textbook except that they are in PDF files. So these are the 2 textbooks. Please make sure that you refer to the proper one whenever you look at the syllabus. I list the reading and then I say volume 1 or volume 2 to let you know in which volume you can find that specific reading. Also, when it comes to my office hours, I do have office hours through Zoom. So the best way to contact me is to email me through Canvas inbox, which is right here. Let me know that you want to meet, and then we can try to set up a time that works for both of us. And you can access my Zoom office hours by clicking here. And then also, if you click on start here, this takes you to the first module, which has a lot of important information. So for example, I have the first page is the introduction to the course, and this page has information about grading, about communication, about Canvas support and things like that. Also over here, it tells you how to download Office 365. In case you don't have Microsoft Word, NMSU does provide it for free for students and faculty. So definitely think about downloading it into your laptop or your other devices. I believe you can download Office 365 in 5 devices, I believe. Also for notifications on Canvas, I always recommend that you set up notifications for announcements and emails, just to kind of make sure that you're getting notifications whenever there are new announcements or new emails available. And as you can see, I have the books linked here as well. When it comes to extra credit, I offer extra credit if students attend tutoring workshops and things like that, but we really don't have workshops during the summer. So really your only bet for extra credit is the assignments that I offer, and you can find that extra credit assignment under assignments. It's not due until the end of the semester, so it's probably not gonna pop up in your calendar anytime soon, but I do have an extra credit assignment. And like I said, they really don't have any events going on in the summer, but in case they do, I will let you know, and I will let you know that it's an extra credit opportunity. And in case there is an event, I will let you know through announcements. So definitely make sure that you read the first module because, like I said, it contains important information. And also, we have a mental health resources for DECC students, staff, and faculty. So basically, this module, it gives you information about DECC's counselor and social worker, and they are someone that you can go and talk to for free. So if you're having any issues or you need to talk to somebody, definitely consider going and talking to either one of them. And the module also has some local resources for people who might be in crisis or need some help or struggling in some way. I know that with everything that's going on in the world, a lot of us are struggling. We are struggling with coping with all the changes, I guess, that are happening in this world. So if you do feel you need to talk to somebody, definitely look at the support groups and the resources that are available locally, because these are available for students, and some of these are available to the community. So if you know someone as well, this is information that you might be able to share with them if they are looking for that. And also we have information here about food pantries. So if you know somebody who is going through food insecurity, or if you're going through food insecurity, definitely make sure you take advantage of those food pantries, because a lot of times there's a lot of leftover food because people are not going to pick up this free food. So that's a little bit separate from the course, but still I think it's relevant, because if you're going through anything, there's definitely help out there. But other than that, the first two modules, like I said, are basically just basic information about local resources and about DACC resources like Office 365 can be downloaded for free, Canvas notifications, things like that. But the rest of the modules have to do with course content. So the rest of the modules actually include the readings and the assignments. And all of the readings are available on Canvas either through links or through the textbooks or through handouts. So you do not have to purchase anything. So I am sorry this video is kind of long. I was trying to not go over 20 minutes, but I ended up going over 20 minutes because, like I said, there's a lot of information. So if you have any questions about the syllabus or the course, please let me know. Like I said, it's a very fast-paced course because it is a summer course. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. The best way to email me is through Canvas inbox. I do have an email address, which you can find in the course introduction page, but Canvas inbox is the one that I devote to students, because in my other email, I get a lot of emails. So I'm really looking forward to working with you all this summer. And like I said, please let me know if you have any questions.